Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is having as blessed a week as you can. I know this is still a troubling time, but we're thankful for this opportunity to be able to come to you on the internet, to be able to come to you online, to prayerfully share a word of encouragement. We ask that you would also go to our Facebook page, Pilgrim AME Church on Facebook, and then we also have a YouTube channel as well. And so we'll make sure to share both of those links at the end of today's message. Let me know when you're ready, okay? Let me know when you're ready. All right, thank you. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Woo. Before I let go. Oh, you're filming? I didn't know you were filming, but actually that works out fine because today our sermon topic is Before I Let Go. Now, obviously, all of us know the song by Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, but did you know that even though this song may be one of our favorites, there was somebody in the Bible that was dealing with the same option of whether to let go or to hold on, and that person was Jacob. If we go into the text right now, you can look and it'll be right on your screen, Genesis 32, verses 24 through 26, simply says this. Then Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. Now when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip. And the socket of Jacob's hip was out of joint as he wrestled with him. But he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But he, and he is Jacob, said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Let me say that one more time. Verse 26. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." I love this text because we get a chance to deal with one of the challenges that we deal with normally in life, which is having to wrestle. And if we think about it right now, as we're going through this time of this pandemic, it's a time that we're wrestling with a lot of different things. We're wrestling with fear. We're wrestling with doubt. We're wrestling with the news that we get. We're wrestling with each other sometimes when you're trying to get that last roll of toilet tissue. The thing is this, is that it's a lot of wrestling that we're dealing with right now. And that is part of life. It's interesting that in this time, many of us are wrestling not just with the things that I had talked about, but we also are wrestling with some of our choices. We're wrestling with some of the ways in which we live. We're wrestling with some of the ways that we think. We're wrestling even with our relationships with others, as well as our relationship with ourselves. The thing is this, is that wrestling is just a part of life. There's no way around it. There's no way to get over that fact. And so as we're wrestling, the one thing I want to just share with you is to not let go. Your life is determined by what you hold on to and by what you let go of. Let me say that one more time. Your life, your future, your destiny is determined by what you hold on to and by what you let go of. Think about this. Some persons have held on to grudges for all of their lives. That something may have happened years, even decades ago. But because they refuse to let it go, then therefore they have held on to it. And that unforgiveness has poisoned their life. It's been something that in some cases has kept them from achieving other things because they put so much energy into not letting go of that grudge. We know it may be sometimes dreams and hopes. Every single year you have persons who try out for different things, whether it be sports teams or whether even, we remember obviously Showtime at the Apollo or all of the different American Idol, all of those different things. And you have persons that in some cases are holding on to dreams that they will not let go of. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a terrible thing. We know unfortunately, and some of us are going to deal with this once we get out of this pandemic, is is the fact that we hold on to clothes. In some cases, we've held on to clothes that no longer is holding on to us. And so therefore, we know it's time to let some of that go. But today, what I want to focus on is holding on to hope. Let me say that one more time. I want to focus today on you holding on to hope. It's something that if we think about it, wrestling is one thing that actually I know a little bit about. Believe it or not, I actually lettered in wrestling when I was in high school. Shout out to Oxon Hill. And so therefore the thing is that when I wrestled there, I was not the best wrestler. Okay, let me be honest. I was a terrible wrestler. I think I only won one match. But the match that I was most proud of was actually one that I didn't win. But let me tell you why I was proud about it. Because it actually deals with one aspect of holding on that I want to be honest about. Sometimes holding on hurts. The thing is this, is that for those that don't know, in wrestling matches, the way that your team wins is that they count up the points for all of the different victories or losses that all of the different individuals make in their individual matches. And then that total score determines which team wins and which team loses. And so therefore we were up against another school and we had gone through and looked at the matches and said, okay, we probably should win these. We're probably going to lose these. And so therefore, unfortunately, I was one of the persons who was designated that I was probably going to lose. So now we get to the match right before mine, one that we thought we were going to win. And unfortunately, my teammate did not win that match. So now myself and only 2 matches after that were all that our team had. Now, our team could not take another loss. So even though they knew there was a chance that I probably in most cases wouldn't win, there was no way we could handle me losing. So therefore, in the midst of that match, we got to a point where I knew I couldn't win the match, but I knew that I could hold on and make it a draw. And even though the person was better than me, even though they had far more experience, far more wins than I did, because I focused on holding on, I was able to get through that match, even though it was painful, with a draw. The next 2 team members won their matches, and we came out with a victory. During this time, and not just during this time, but all throughout your life, sometimes we're holding on not just for ourselves. Sometimes we're holding on for other persons. If we look at the civil rights struggle, there were people that endured so much and they held on for someone else. And I would say this is that for you even to be where you are right now, somebody held on for you. Somebody believed in you. Somebody took time and effort and invested that in you. And so for them to have done all of that, how is this going to take you out now? If you're honest, you've gone through some tougher things. You've gone through some stuff that honestly would have destroyed other people. And even though you didn't enjoy it, even though it was painful, you still made it through. So that same hope is what you got to hold on to now. You can't let go of that hope because we're going through these situations. Yes, I know it's tough. Yes, I know it's challenging. It's challenging for me. But at the same point, you still got to hold on to hope. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is that in holding on to hope, it's going to be worth it. If you look at it from the standpoint of my daughter, I love my daughter, and my daughter is one that once she gets something in her mind, she's not going to let it go. And so there was a day where she said, Daddy, I want to go to the playground. Now, it had rained earlier that day, and the last thing I thought about was taking her to the playground, partially because I know that the playground was going to be wet. But she said, Daddy, I want to go to the playground. And so therefore I said, okay, well, once I walk her to the playground, she'll be able to see that it's wet, and then she'll take what it is she was hoping for, what it is that she was holding on to, and she'll let it go. And so we got to the playground, and I said, well, baby, you see how wet it is? And she said, yeah, but Daddy, I want to play on the playground. Now, it was interesting that I would have normally taken her to the playground. And actually, I probably would have taken her later on that day when it had actually warmed up and when actually it had hopefully dried up. But when I saw her faith, when I saw her hope, then I did something I probably normally wouldn't have done. I took off the sweatshirt that I had on and I said, well, what is it that you want to play on? So she said the slide. So we went to the slide and I used that sweatshirt to clean off the slide. And she enjoyed playing on the slide. Then she said she wanted to go on the swing. I used that same sweatshirt, cleaned off the swing so that she could get on that as well. And so therefore it got to a place where all that she wanted to do, because she did not let go, because she held on, it was a case where she was able to get what it is that she had been holding on to. My point to you is this, is that I may be the best father that I can be, but I know I'm not a perfect father. But you have a perfect father. And no, I'm not talking about your earthly father. I'm talking about your heavenly father. Your heavenly father knows what's best for you. Your heavenly father cares for you. And there are times when he wants to see if you'll hold on. Part of the reason why is because some blessings are not just for you to get, but you're going to have energy and that same tenacity to hold on to them. They're things that many times persons do a lot of effort in obtaining. But then in most cases, you're going to have to do that same, if not more effort in maintaining or keeping it. And so therefore, there are times when God puts us through some things, not to break us, not to take away something, but to allow us to even see within ourselves that we have that stick-to-itiveness, that we have that strength, that we have that tenacity, that we have that never let go spirit that will allow us to hold on even when it gets tough. So yes, none of us wants to go through this, but I believe that God has something in the midst of it that even though it wasn't what maybe he did, it is something that he can use to bring us to even a better place and to bring us to a better us. My closing words for you is this: don't let go. Continue to hold on. And I know that you can do that. Matter of fact, you've prayed too much to let go now. You have fasted too much. You have gone through too much. You have cried too much. You have endured too much for you to give up now. Don't give up on your dream now. Yes, it may have shifted. Yes, it may look different. But why give up now? You've paid the price for it. And so if you've already paid the price, then this is the time to hold on until you can see the other side. And the other reason I know that you can continue to hold on is because Jesus held on. Jesus held on when he went through all that he went through with the Pharisees and Sadducees. Jesus went through when he had trumped up charges that was against him, and they said that they were going to crucify him. Jesus held on when he marched up Golgotha's hill, carrying a cross on his back. Jesus held on when he had spikes put into his hands, spikes put into his feet. He held on when he had a crown of thorns. He held on when he had a spear put into his side. He did not let go because he was here for a purpose. And it may have looked like it was bad on day one when he was in that tomb. It may have looked like it was bad on day two when he was on that tomb. But early Easter Sunday morning, he got up with all power, and that power is in you. So don't give up now. Don't let go now. If you can groove to the song, you can have it be part of your life. What it comes down to is this: what you hold on to is God's unchanging hand. We don't let go. We don't waver. We don't have this be a time where doubt rises up, but we stay strong in the one who's stronger than us. Don't let go. Kurt Carr has a song which I love, and it says, I almost let go. Matter of fact, the words of it, I'm just putting it on the screen for you. I almost let go. I felt like I couldn't take life anymore. My problems had me bound and depression weighed me down. But God held me close so I wouldn't let go. God's mercy kept me so I wouldn't let go. What I would say to you is this, is that the only reason you still haven't lost your mind, the only reason you're not running down the street crazy is because God has kept you. Not just during this time, but God has kept you all your life. I know you're great. I know you're smart. I know you're strong. I know you got contacts and everything else. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that God has been, will be, and is on your side. And because of that, you can face anything that comes up against us. Because at the end of the day, after this virus, there'll be something else that happens. But God will be there with you. And so therefore, don't let go.